A lot of people ask me this question, and the question is, who should I work with? And I guess the first question in that is, why should I work with a broker? So the reason why you should work with a broker is because, as opposed to going to a company that has just a captive agent. So for example, a company they may only have captive agents where that captive agent can only sell you their products. A broker works for pretty much every company in Canada, every life insurance company, and what they can do is they can provide you quotes from each and every company. Not only quotes, but depending on your medical situation or your lifestyle situation, they can, if they're knowledgeable enough, they can give you some different alternatives if the situation is a little bit messy, so to speak. So that's the first bit, is that being a broker, you have a big advantage because of that. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling down here to give you some different little advantages. So why should you work with a broker, and who should I work with? Well, I mean, I'd love to tell you just to work with me, but the reality is that there's thousands and thousands of different brokers out there. The first thing you want to look for in a broker is transparency. If you sniff any kind of fakeness at all, I would say if the feeling's not right, definitely move away from that broker. Transparency also means that they're completely open and transparent to showing you all the different options, and they're not one-sided. They're not pushing you into one thing. They're listening to you primarily. Listening is a big thing. Are they asking you the right questions? Are they asking you what your budget is, what your needs analysis? Are they doing a needs analysis with you? Are they attuned to what your needs are, if you have kids in the house or if you have a big mortgage? And in all honesty, you may take this the wrong way, but I wouldn't they shouldn't settle for what you say at the same time. They should show you both sides in a very, very forthcoming way, meaning that if you say, I only want $250,000, and you've got 5 kids in your household, and you've got a huge mortgage of $450,000, it takes a strong broker, it takes a strong individual to come out and say, listen, you need more coverage. I'm just telling you you need it, but you can listen to what I say or throw it out the window, but you really need more coverage. And that's a tough conversation to have. But I have it. I mean, I let them know. Or some clients will, I want to get the cheapest, shortest term possible, and that may well be fine. But if you have kids that are 3 or 5 years old, you're taking risks. So the transparency and the forthcomingness has to be there. You have to be strong enough as a broker to look at your client in the eye and say, honestly, you need a term 20, a term 30, a term 40. You need a longer term because your kids are young and your mortgage is going to take a while to get paid off. All right, so these are some of the things that I would suggest you look for. You need somebody who's an educator, not somebody who's a salesman. So when they sit down with you, they're not pushing products on you, but they're explaining to you how the different products work. I think that's the biggest difference between a person like me and some of the other brokers out there, is that they'll push a certain product, whereas I kind of explain all of them. And then the client and I have a discussion on where they're leaning to, okay? Credibility is a big one. Although, when I was new to the industry, I've now been doing this for about 8-9 years. And, at the beginning, credibility is tough when you don't. The only way you can attain credibility is by experience, obviously. So the way you can get that experience is a person such as myself. I got that through my mentor in the insurance business, and I listened to him and I took his experiences in. And when people ask me, how much experience do you have? I used to say I have about 1 or 2 years of experience, but really I have about 15-20 years because I'm mentored by a guy who's been in the industry that long. So I know my ins and outs. So that's another thing that you should look for, is credibility, and somebody who's, again, transparent there. Experience and knowledgeability. Did I just make that word up? Knowledgeable. So one thing that I'm known for is my specialty in high-risk life insurance. And when I say high risk, I mean it's not necessarily high risk, but somebody who smokes marijuana, or somebody who is obese and they're worried that they're not going to get approved, or maybe they got declined with one company maybe they've had heart attack or cancer or health issues in the past, maybe they've had a DUI in the past, all these different factors. A knowledgeable and experienced broker will be able to tell you, hey, this company is not a good fit for you, but this company is quite aggressive. And for example, one of the companies I work with, I know for a fact that in terms of height and weight ratio, which is determined by BMI, body mass index, this particular company looks very favorably upon the BMI and gives you kind of an advantage, meaning whereas one company might decline or give you a higher price, this company would give you a standard rate, and I've seen it happen time and time again. So that can only, you can only get that from an experienced and knowledgeable broker. So these are some of the key things that I would look for when searching for a life insurance broker. I hope you found this video useful. A lot of this information is in my free ebook. It's called Everybody Loves, giving you the wrong ebook. I wrote two of them. The free ebook is called The Naked Truth About Insurance. And if you visit my www.lifeman.ca website, you can download that ebook for free. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them anytime. Talk to you soon. Take care.